All right, so it's been a month since I've been on my bike. So I'm here in Arkansas, and I'm on my way to Joe's Garage. It's about 9.4 miles. As you can see, we're chasing the sunset here. It's only about, what, 3 o'clock maybe? But sunset's at 5:30. This trail's about 9 or 9.4 miles long. And if there's anything I've learned, riding different trails across the country is 9 miles could take an hour, or it could take 3. Luckily, I'm on my Trek Rail 9.8. So hopefully we can knock it out in about an hour. And see how it goes. Let's see if I'm on the right thing. Yep, so when I keep going down this little trail here, Joe's Garage. Right now I'm on Clockwork Orange. And to the right over here should be Joe's Garage. So we'll be there in just a minute. I'm gonna keep... Alright, so depending on this trail, we'll see how it goes, if it's gonna be uncut. But it should be fun, because again, got the full power today, no slow climbing, all gas, no brakes. Let's get it. I am sick. I'm gonna try to keep the sniffles under control. Sorry for the rattling. I got probably saw the phone case on the top of the bike. Oh, holy shit, that's a first. Ow. Damn. A big ass rock just popped up, hit my left knee and my left elbow. I've had it hit my shin, never my knee, never my elbow. Here we go. This is like my so I brought this bike to Colorado. I never posted it. Stupid me. Bought this bike, test rode it in front of my... Oh, I never started my ride. I test rode it in front of my house. And here we go. All right. Yeah, stupid me. I bought this bike brand new. Well, not brand new. It's from a truck dealer, but it was like a demo bike. So it's got 200 plus miles on it. But anyway, I bought it, tested it in my driveway and on the street for maybe like 5 minutes, and then drove 20 hours to Colorado when I realized I had no front brake. No rear brake, no rear brake. So, yeah, so that video, which was on Trail 401, was not super interesting. It was just me bitching about my bike for the most part. But now I've got that taken care of. I rode it a little bit more, just around the house again, but haven't learned my lesson. I drove 6 hours here, and we're gonna give it another go here. And it's something I noticed in Colorado too on this bike. I'm usually all turbo all the time, but the auto mode on this bike is fantastic. So auto mode is what I generally stick to. It still has all the power I want when I need it, but the battery just seems to last forever. A little bit of glare off my glasses. You can see the sun's going down. It's about 50 degrees. It's gonna be probably close to 40 by the end. And you may be wondering why I didn't bring my Ripley again. Haven't ridden in about a month. I went to the gym and ran on the treadmill in the last month, probably. What the hell? A lot of weird shit happened today. Ran on the treadmill maybe twice this month. Had a lot of events happen this month. Kind of sucked. Yeah, just some stuff that prevented me from doing anything. So instead of come here and huff and puff, and drive all this way to do a day of riding on the Ripley and maybe feel like shit tomorrow. Just gonna have some fun. Whoop.
Saw you, man.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Have a good one.
You too. That's cool. I usually let the other person go. Very rare I end up going. So, good stuff. I didn't even see him. That sun was blinding off my glasses. Trying to relax a bit. Like I said, it's been a month. So like I said, I had the 9.7 Gen 2 before this bike. So if you are wondering if you have that bike, should you upgrade? I wouldn't recommend it. I do like this bike, but I like, so this bike, a lot more miles, this way, a lot more miles per battery charge. That's it. Compared to the other bike, I like the Geo of the 9.7 Gen 2 a lot better. It was a tighter bike. Like the wheelbase wasn't as long. It just felt, even though it was still heavy, it just felt very maneuverable. This one I can tell I have it mulleted right now, which I know lightens the front and I can feel it on this bike. However, I had the 9.7 Gen 2 mulleted and the front wasn't so floaty. All right, I'm gonna take a minute. My tires were just about flat. So I had a feeling they had a leak. I don't think they do. I overinflated them. They're beating my ass. Yeah, they're like hard as a rock. They have a cush core in the rear and I still pumped it to like 30. Feels like I'm on bricks. Actually not really a fan of cush core. I like that I don't get flats, but I don't know if I like how it feels. I think cush core on like, you know, really chunky stuff is probably great because it prevents the flats. I don't know, it's just preference. Either that or maybe I just don't set it up right, but it seems harsh to me. Like on really rocky. How's it going, man?
Yeah, one more time.
All right. Sure. Yeah, on that really rocky stuff, I like my tire to kind of wrap around the rock, get some grip. And that cush core will prevent the flats, but I feel like it prevents some of that rock crawling grip. Ah, it's great to be out again. It's so nice out. You may not think 50 and 40 degrees is nice, but when every time you go riding, it's 100 plus degrees, I'll take the 50 degrees. Be sure I zip this thing. Yeah, it's zipped. But yeah, this thing here may not be so elegant looking, but it keeps me from having to bring a backpack, which is great. Just gotta remember, if you use this top tube thing, it's supposed to be up here, but I don't want it blocking, you know, your view. No one wants to stare at the bag the whole time. Look at that place. Look at this. This is a great trail to ride after not riding a while. So far it's fast and flowy. And yeah, on the Ripley this would be a little bit of work, but this trail, this bike, after not riding a month, great combo. Oh, also, I'm down to 234. No, 236. Might be 234. I didn't weigh myself. I feel lighter. Doing that compound semaglutide thing through Hims, and it's fantastic. I have never cared less about food, and that's amazing. That being said, that's the other reason I brought this bike today, is I've noticed my energy levels go down just because, you know, not eating as much. So I didn't want to burn myself out. Last time I rode, about a month ago, I had ridden on the Ripley way more than I thought. I definitely felt like I was pushing a little harder just because of lack of nutrients. But when I stopped to get something to eat after, all my muscles were cramped up. I didn't, you know, not enough nutrition, longer ride than expected. So yeah, all my muscles were cramped up, and I had to lean on my car and like lean on things. I went into the gas station, grabbed an electrolyte drink, had to lean on the shells. It was just crazy. Everything was cramped up. It was nuts. From the balls of my feet, or the arches of my feet, all the way to my quads were just tight like a drum. Felt like I was getting Charlie horse. Oh, I'm in tour. All right, yeah, let's get out of that. I never change. There we go, auto mode. Tour wasn't so bad either. But I did notice on the climbs it wasn't punching like it normally does. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, on climbs it feels like it's in turbo. That's what I remember. There we go. Man, that sun is killing me. Quick peek here. I think we'll keep going. It looks like both ways to Joe's garage, but if I go the other way, it looks like I reversed my direction. Again, that rattling you hear is not the bike, it's the stuff in my bag on top of my top tube. I got keys, gels, extra camera battery. I put 2 socks in there hoping it would kind of dull the noise. Maybe if I wrap this stuff up, but I'm not going to do that right now. Just going to rattle a bit. Ooh, what's going on? I'm gonna whack my bike and now it's making a weird noise. Oh, that sucks. This has been... I've had more odd stuff happen this ride, and it's only been a few minutes. Funny, I love that the e-bike gets me out. You know, sun's going down, I'm not afraid to go do a 10 miler real quick. But man, I miss the playfulness of the Ripley when I ride this. That's a trade-off though. Less suffering on the climbs, less jibbing and bouncing around the trail on the way down, which, you know, could be good if you're trying to stay more in control. But if you're trying to mess around on the trail, just to mess around, yeah, this bike is planted. Here we go. I'm in auto mode now. Just slaying those climbs. Can't see again. I'm almost tempted to take these glasses off because they're really, the glare on them is crazy. I don't know why this popped in my head now, but I noticed I've been sick a lot lately. So I was in the Marines and from 97 to 2001, and we got a lot of shots. You know, you line up, go down the line, there'd be 5 or 6 people with air guns shooting you up with all kinds of drugs. And I guess whatever they gave me wore off, because I hadn't been sick in about 20 years, except the last like 5 years or so. I get like the normal sicknesses everyone else is getting. But before that, I literally hadn't been sick since I was like a kid. So yeah, whatever they give us, they should just make that available to the public. As I said, I didn't catch anything. Now it seems like every couple of weeks, either that or whatever they shot me up with, it doesn't protect against grandkids. Got a 7, a 5, and a 3-year-old, so that's 3 different school petri dishes they're bringing bacteria to me from. And tomorrow my ride will be a little earlier. I'm gonna meet up with Art from e-bikes and things, be able to see a lot better. I believe we're going to Hot Springs tomorrow. So that should be fun. Haven't been there, he hasn't been there. Gonna go explore some trails. The great thing about riding a bike, e-bike or regular bike, is you get to go places if you travel to ride that you normally wouldn't see. Like I've been all over the country in the last couple of years, just riding different trails. And I wouldn't have seen all those sights if it wasn't for mountain biking. I mean, I'd probably be a lot richer. That's another reason to get an e-bike. If you ever want to come to Arkansas, they're legal here, for 1. They have world-class trails to ride, which is 2. And 3, like, if you're like me, if I go to Bentonville, it's like 9 hours. So if you're driving, especially if you want to bring your bike, and you putting all that time in for travel, bring an e-bike so you can ride everything you want to ride. I'm gonna have to adjust my brakes before tomorrow. The brake pads are rubbing, gonna have to center them. Oh, it's great to be out here though. Good stuff. Yeah, I wish I got here a little sooner, because I'd like to actually take my time and look around on this trail, Got water views the entire ride. A lot of vistas. That's what I do this for. Love going seeing awesome nature views. I came here and did the white, was it the white something? The other trail here. I brought my Ripley, I did that one on the Ripley. I meant to get to this trail too, but I ran out of time. I ended up going home early. Again, that stuff started up. The home stuff, some people sick, some animals sick, just a lot going on. It's great too after all that to get on the e-bike just to get the, you know, the bike handling back. The e-bike, because of the weight and the suspension, is more forgiving. You can go faster just to get my my mojo back. Some people say start on a hardtail. That doesn't make sense to me. If the e-bikes or basically ride whatever you want to ride. If you want to do enduro, don't start on a hardtail. And their whole thing of, you know, they'll let you know when you make a mistake, aka you're gonna crash. So if you can pick a bike that helps you avoid crashing, especially if you're like me and you're over 40, I don't bounce like I used to. You know, crashing now isn't like, oh, I get a cast, my friend signed my cast. It's, hey, I missed work, can't help around the house, can't help my wife, can't take care of my dogs. Like, there's a lot of stuff missed out for injuries. So yeah, get the bike, basically get the tool for the job. You want an enduro, get an enduro bike. You want an e-bike, because maybe you just want to get out, explore, then do that. If you're like me, I like a little of both. I do love my Ripley. But clearly I get more miles on this. So if I travel to a new place, I can see more of the trails while I'm there. Benefit with the e-bike too is, I mean, you always got to be careful, but when I take my e-bike, I don't need as much stuff. I have one water bottle. I can fit everything in a bag on my top tube. Whereas I take my Ripley, if I go out on an epic, a 10-mile plus, I have to load that thing up, which makes me even heavier. Still fun, but yeah, it's great if that's my whole adventure and I don't plan on doing adventures for multiple days. Or if it's summer and the sun sets at 8 o'clock and I don't have to be in a rush, that's a plus too. Wonder if I passed any bears yet. I keep hearing things running. As long as they're running away from me, I'm good, right? Yeah, see, this is still auto mode. And I'm hiking these hills like a beast. Love it. This will be a slog on the Ripley. I mean, it's a good climbing bike, but the hill's still a hill. Sun's right in my eyeballs. Yes, that rear brake is dragging. I have to check that out at the hotel today. A lot of pedal strikes. That's the disadvantage of mulleting. I did add some extra pressure to my shock just to lift it up a little higher, get my sag a little higher. I'm usually pretty pedal aware, but there's a lot of leaf cover. So some of the rocks are hidden, or they just don't look like they're that high, but you know, with that compression, the shock going down, rear tire being a 27.5, pedals get closer than you expect. So I do have the 29 wheel in my car if I need it. So 27.5 I like a lot. I like that it drops the bottom because it effectively raises the handlebars a little more. My back isn't the best. I don't like leaning forward on my hands the entire time. I like to have a more upright position. And then when you're going down, like down a pretty steep hill, and you're leaning way back, that front end being lifted and my higher handlebars keep me centered over the bike on steeper terrain. So, and then for climbing, you can always just do this, bend your arms, get over your handlebars. So, I think it works for me. It does make the front tire more wandery though, that I'll admit. It didn't do it as much on the Gen 2, just because it was a shorter bike. I think it was a little bit steeper. This one's slacker, and the body's longer because the battery's bigger. So that top tube and the down tube are extended to accommodate the bigger battery. The 9.7 Gen 2 also feels more like less top heavy. Here, let's take a look. Look at it. This is what we're here for right here. Here, I haven't looked at this in a while. Let's make sure my camera's still even on. Yeah, it's still on. Yeah, look at that. It's gorgeous. Yeah, so the 9.7 Gen 2 felt more like there was more weight lower. So it felt very stable. This one feels like the weight's a little higher. So it is more top heavy. Or not really top heavy, just the center of gravity's higher. It's not like all the weight's at the top. It's just, you know, a little bit higher than it was on the Gen 2. This auto mode though, I mean, this auto mode, if you're looking for range, this auto mode is the shit right here. It's like just about double the mileage over the Gen 2 for me, because I always rode that in turbo. Because the EMTB mode on that wasn't that great to me. Not just to keep it in, it was fine for climbing or whatever, but like just to throw it in there and leave it in a setting, I just all turbo all the time. This auto is perfect. Like I said, I feel like it's just as good as turbo. Turbo on the Gen 2 and all the e-bikes I've ridden, from Specialized to Trek to, I guess just those two. I've ridden like 5 or 6 bikes. But yeah, I've noticed in turbo mode, it ends up throttling. It either overheats or it just needs to chill out. So the output will feel like it's going down. Like, it just feels like there's less output over time. On this one, it gives you what you need so that it's not maxed out all the time. If you're on a flat, slight downhill, slight uphill, just keeps you going the speed you want to be going based on your pedal input. So it's always fast. I don't feel like it throttles. Power's there when I need it. No weirdness. Wow, I can't see shit. I hope you can see. Yeah, I'm gonna have to center my brakes. They're dragging. And I feel the drag on the bike because the brake pads are dragging. But yeah, I'll fix that for tomorrow. I think my gears are being weird too. Yeah, it'll get tough to pedal and all of a sudden it'll shift 3 gears. So I think there's something going on with the gears. I'll fix that at home too, or at the hotel. Got the Axis drivetrain, so I should be able to micro tune it out. Can't see nothing. There we go. So let me know what you think of this video as far as terrain. This is a very hilly terrain. And some things I noticed on the GoPro 12 with the max lens mod 2.0 and the 360 camera is it seems to preserve in playback some of the steepness from the terrain. And I feel like the GoPro without the max lens mod, the DJI, and even this camera seems to always make it look like the ground is flat. So let me know. Oh, you know what? This is a Trek 9.8 Gen 2 also, so some of that rattle you hear is probably the battery. I didn't think of that. Pretty sure the battery rattles. Some of the noise I'm hearing doesn't sound like my keys and gels. Again, going uphill right now. Not super steep, but it is a little bit steep. This is much steeper right here. I cannot see a fucking thing. Jesus. That is something right there. Ah, pedal strike, toe strike. Here we go. I can see. Ah. Ooh, I can't see. Here we go. It's funny, it probably looks great to you. I've noticed that camera work always looks best when it's shooting into the sun. So it works great if you're vlogging. Just aim the camera at the sun, put the sun at your back. But when you're riding into it, you get a much better view than I do. It's funny too, the e-bike I'm sure is faster, but the Ripley feels faster. Probably because less suspension, less control, you just feel the speed. But riding an e-bike is kind of like jumping on the highway with your car. Say you're in West Texas and the speed limit's 80, then you'd hit a highway that's 60, and you're like, let's go. That's what this feels like. You're going fast, and then when you drop down to trail speed, it feels like you're just chugging along, barely moving, which is great because it just gets you used to those faster speeds, or gets me used to the faster speeds on the Ripley. So tomorrow too, I'm on the fence whether or not I'm even gonna record. I think I may just enjoy the day, take a ride day to myself. If I see anything super amazing, I can always hit it again on Monday morning before I head home. All right, we're at an intersection. If I turn left right now, that's gonna go this way and go back. We just came this way. So we're gonna turn right here and we're gonna head back. So we only got about a mile to go. Not bad. How long has it been? 48 minutes, look at that. So we're gonna end up doing the entire thing in under an hour, which I can tell by the climbs is over 900 feet of climbing. If I was on the Ripley, it would take at least 2 or 3. Not including, it would probably take 2, but also I'd have to rest, bring more food. I haven't rested at all yet. Feel pretty good. Just trying to burn those medium calories too. Not trying to send my body into the red zone and not be able to recover for tomorrow. Getting the blood flowing. All right, let's do a quick check, make sure I chose correct. I did, cool. But look out for some of those branches hanging in the path. Make sure you got glasses. If you don't have glasses, that one I just ducked under was an eye catcher. I will admit it's cool doing this trail on an e-bike because, you know, it's faster, it's a little bit easier. I mean, there's certain trails, like Lake Havasu is a beast. Like, that's one I wouldn't want to do on a regular bike. Yeah, some of the West Texas really janky, rocky, loose sections or loose trails, I mean, those are more fun on an e-bike. But a trail like this, it's cool to do it on here. But yeah, there's something, I think doing this on the Ripley would be more rewarding because I'd be able to, you know, see more stuff, appreciate, you know, what everybody says, which at first I thought was bullshit, but it's true. Like, this is, you can see how fast everything's going by. It's like no time to enjoy it. This is basically great training for faster speed. I mean, I'm not going 50, but just high speed trail riding. Get used to how everything comes at you pretty fast. You know, tune your reaction time to rocks and trees and stuff in your way. Oh, this is a cool little section. It's like we're in a new forest here, completely different terrain. Yeah, but anyway, on the Ripley it is harder. The downhills and stuff I think are more fun for this type of terrain. However, if you're doing black diamonds, Like, I'll black diamond on this bike all day, and it's fun. The Ripley, I'll black diamond, but I gotta go slow. That bike is less capable. I'm less capable on that bike. For black diamonds and, like, you know, really loose stuff, just because shocks are less suspension in the shocks, less grip in the tires. Like, I got a DHR2 and an Assegai on here, all the grip you can ask for. On the Ripley, I think I have I forgot what I put on there, honestly. It's been a minute. I think it's like the Aggressor and oh no, I put a different brand on. But anyway, they're like fast rolling, less grip. So unexpected loose terrain is not as grippy. But you get what I'm saying, right? On an e-bike, basically, you have the stability, you have the weight, you have the burly parts. You know the bike's gonna be fine. You don't have to worry about breaking it. It's solid. On the Ripley, I'm still over 200 pounds. It's a pretty light bike. The suspension is not as deep. The tires aren't as grippy. The components are more delicate. So much fun though on the Ripley. The Ripley's great. I love that bike. If I had to pick one bike, I would sell this bike before I sold the Ripley. That thing is just amazing. And that's the V4S. But this bike is cool too. This is my exploration bike. Ride with friends bike. You know, the other benefit of an e-bike is, say you're like me, you're from Texas. Well, I'm not originally from Texas, but you know, you live in Texas, you're basically at sea level. Oxygen at sea level is 21%. And say you want to travel and go do the whole enchilada out in, what's that, Utah? Not Utah. Yeah, Moab. So like the Moab area, or you want to go to Colorado and do the Trail 401 and go up to 14,000 feet. There's not a whole lot of training you can do to improve your fitness at sea level to prepare you to be climbing much steeper terrain at much higher elevation. Which, by the way, the oxygen percentage at that level is much less. It's like, you know, 17% or so, 16%, which doesn't sound like a big difference, but it's pretty significant when you get oxygen deprived and you push your body a little bit harder. So having an e-bike, you can travel without having to train like a World Cup pro for, or not like a World Cup pro, but you know what I mean. You don't have to train like a marathon runner or a marathon biker to get fit enough to go up there and ride some high altitude terrain. I mean, some people get sick at those elevations just standing. So some people get elevation sickness going to stay in a hotel in those states. So yeah, if you're someone who likes to travel, e-bike is great. And yeah, make sure they're legal. Whatever. Fucking rebel. I think we're getting close to the end here. Ooh. I could easily roll that, but you know, the beginning of my trip here, I don't want no broken bikes, broken bones. One slip on a rock, bust my bike, bust my head, ruin my weekend. No thanks. Yes, make sure everything's secure still. Good, 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 good. Cool. I keep hearing, it's probably the battery or whatever, but I keep hearing things on my bike bounce around. Yeah, at the beginning of this trail, I remember going down a, you know, grade like this. So I think this is the climb back to the Clockwork Orange connector trail. Said going uphill right now. Yeah, the other thing too is if I had brought my Ripley today, I wouldn't have tried this trail today. I wouldn't have had time. Like, it's too much, there's not enough room for error, you know. 9 mile, unfamiliar trail, temperature rapidly dropping. It drops into the 20s at night. It's not somewhere you want to be stuck at. All right, I think this is the connector. I think this is Clockwork Orange right here. Let's take a quick look. Yeah, there's a parking lot. Yeah, let's go straight. I think this goes right to the parking lot. We'll see. That one, this one. That one goes up. I think this one does too. Yeah. Yeah. Moving my car.